Hello stock car fans. Those idiots at the K Foundation have decided that a representative from the internet should speak with Jeremy Beaver before the World Final next weekend. So here is Jeremy to talk about what is going on. Hello Jeremy, how is things?
Oh, fucking marvelous. Another internet dweller. Who are you then?
I am Fred Flatcap. I come from the north.
Well, there is a surprise. Let me guess, you're a Frankie Jr. fan as well.
How did you know that?
Just a hunch. So come on, Fred. What do you want to talk about? I am a very busy man.
Well, I guess the first thing I would like to know is how are preparations going for the World Final?
To be honest, it is a total ball ache. There is so much to do and I cannot fuck this one up.
Well, yes, I guess there must be some pressure on you. How many cars do you have booked in?
We have 1,045 cars booked in. It really is going to be amazing.
Seriously? That many? Your booking lists have more made up in them than start tracks.
Yeah, well, somebody has got to show that poor Steve Reese how to do the job properly.
That is not really very nice. He tries his best, you know. It is not easy when everyone thinks you are a gangster.
Some fucking gangster.
He is the savior of Northern stock car racing. If it was not for him, us Northerners would have nothing to do over a weekend.
I do not care, to be honest.
Jeremy, I feel like you have a problem with him.
Steve Reese? Not at all. Actually, I made him my little bitch a few weeks ago.
What do you mean?
I was the one who stole his money. Me and Simon are still laughing about it now. It was fucking quality.
You what? It was you that robbed him? That is completely out of order. I cannot believe it.
Well, you should. It was the funniest thing I have done for a long time.
That is appalling. Why did you do it? It is not like you need the money.
How do you know that? If you want to know, that Osie Mayor Sophie left the water tap on at the last meeting and the bill was fucking massive and we got cut off. Mr. Santa would not pay it and I sure as fuck was not going to either.
You could have asked Sophia to pay or help out.
Yeah, right. She spends all of her money on clothes, lipstick and clipboards. That girl has a real thing for clipboards. It is really strange.
Well, no matter what the circumstances, you should not have stolen his money.
If you really want to know, we did not go after him for his money. We heard he had a new consignment of his dodgy magic mushrooms and we wanted to steal the lot.
Seriously? I find that hard to believe.
I do not give a shit about what you think. We were going to steal them and then sell them to the Dutch at the World Final.
Surely things like mushrooms are a bit dangerous.
Who cares? I thought that it would liven things up a bit. Most meetings at Coventry have no atmosphere, so we thought it would be a laugh to get everybody off of it.
That is really stupid. But hey, we would not expect anything less from you.
Coming from a Wayne Man supporter, that is very rich.
Look, I did not come here to argue. I want to know about the World Final meeting. You have been pretty quiet about what to expect next week.
Okay, cards on the table. Apart from booking the drivers in, I have done fuck all apart from clear one of the sheds out.
But it is the World Final, Jeremy. People expect to be entertained.
They will be. The meeting is going to last about 15 hours. Something exciting is bound to happen. Well, I fucking hope so anyway.
So there is not anything planned then?
No, I have spent all of Santa's money on Motorfest. There is nothing left in the kitty.
But surely you could do something to keep the fans entertained?
Well, we was going to get Simon to give parking instructions to a blindfolded Scott Davis, but we are not very sure that would work out very well.
That is a good point, I suppose. I guess one question I have is what are you doing about the track for the World Final? The last meeting at Coventry was very dusty, you know.
No, ship Sherlock. Like I said earlier, if Sophie had not have fucked up and got our water cut off, it would have been fine for the World Final, but even after spending the gangsters' money on a new water tanker, we still have no plans to use it.
That is mad. How can you run a big race with a dusty track?
It will not be dusty.
Look, I may be a northerner, but I am not thick.
Are you sure about that? I thought it came as standard for you lot.
Enough. What are you going to do? Seriously?
Well, as you have asked, I have a great plan. Just before the parade laps, we are going to invite all of the Dutch fans to come on the track and have a slash on the shale. It will be perfect, trust me.
That is disgusting.
Well, maybe, but I am well known for taking the piss. This is just taking things to another level.
Incredible. I thought I had heard it all. You are something else.
Look, mate, this is how we roll in the Midlands. Bad to the bone us lot.
Yes, of course you are. Okay, so clearly you're not going to give much away about the World Final. What about the future of the stadium?
All I know is that Sancho has got a new private jet. I have got a new speedboat. Simon has a new set of flags and Sophie has gone bananas at Office World buying clipboards. Life is rosy as fuck from where I am sitting.
But what about the replacement stadium? What are you doing about that?
If I am honest, it is really hard finding anything. That fucking southern bloke, Dean Wood, is buying everything in sight. I am sure he thinks he is playing a big game of stock car monopoly.
Well, yes, he does seem to be buying lots of things. But at least he is doing something.
Yeah, okay, if you want to believe that, then fine. As I said, we are all doing very nicely from the sale of the stadium. Maybe in 5 years we'll have a race around the roundabout near TGI Fridays, but apart from that, the job is fucked.
But Jeremy, us stock car fans do not have a life outside of racing. What are we going to do on the first Saturday of the month?
I do not know. Maybe you could go to Meldon Hall. They will be running 26 different formula at every meeting, and you can try and pick one that is not total shit.
It is too far for us to travel, Jeremy. I wish you would take this more seriously.
Okay, well, you can ask me a question and I will give you an honest answer.
Thank you. Okay then. Who do you think is going to win the World Final?
Good question. I will go for Nigel Hard-On.
He is not racing. Come on.
Okay, then how about Tim Warwick?
For goodness sake.
Okay, Jeff Nichols. He is pretty handy.
This really is a waste of time. I wish I had not have bothered.
You and me both, mate.
Hang on, I have a good question. Are chairs going to be allowed?
I have said that they are, but 2 hours before the meeting I am sending Rob Speak around with his boys to collect them all. He is going to melt them down for scrap and we are going halves on the profits.
That is outrageous. People need to sit down. It is not fair.
Look, Fred, if they want a seat there was plenty for sale. Just because they missed the boat it is not my problem.
Christ. Okay, what about food? Surely you're not going to stop people from taking food and drink into the stadium?
As I said earlier, I think the meeting will run for around 15 hours, so we are going to let the bunches take in what we feel is adequate.
Can you be more specific?
Of course. Everyone will be allowed 1 round of sandwiches, a 2-finger Kit Kat and a small carton of Kiora. Anyone with any more than that are in for big trouble.
Oh, you mean those big security guards you have around the stadium? They'll look really menacing.
No, worse than that. We are employing Hazel and Paul Brown from Skness to monitor food. Anyone found taking the piss will have them to deal with.
That is not good. Those two are a nightmare.
That is exactly why I have employed them.
That does not sound like fun to me. Right, I have to go. I can hear my whippet scratching at the door. Do you have any last words, Jeremy?
Yes, Stuxnet. You lot had better make sure it is a 10 out of 10 rating or there is going to be trouble.
God give me strength.